Chicago, AP, Cody Bellinger had his third straight multi-hit game, scored twice and drove in a run as the Chicago Cubs beat the MLB-leading Atlanta Braves 6-4 on Sunday for their sixth straight series win. Dansby Swanson added a double and 2 RBIs against his former team, and Ian Happ drove in a pair of runs, helping the Cubs win for the 15th time in 19 games. All-star Justin Steele scuffled at times through 5 1/3 innings, and won his fourth straight start on a misty day at Wrigley Field. Mike Tauchman had 2 hits, scored 2 runs and threw out Ronald Acuna Jr. at the plate from right field in the 5th to limit an Atlanta rally. Atlanta's Matt Olson hit his NL-leading 39th home run, a monster 453-foot blast to the top of Wrigley's right center bleachers, and finished with 3 RBIs. Ozzie Albies had 3 hits, including a double. Olson and Acuna and each had 2 hits. Steele, 13-3, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned, and 8 hits while striking out 7 and walking 4. Charlie Morton, 10-10, lost his 4th straight start, allowing 5 runs and 4 hits with 4 walks and hit batter in 4 1/3 innings. Astros 9, Yankees 7. New York, AP, Jake Meyers hit 2 long 3-run homers and Houston beat New York after struggling Yankees starter Carlos Rodon exited early with another injury. Yordan Alvarez and Martin Maldonado also went deep to help Houston split the 4-game series, the first meeting between the teams since the Astros swept the ALCS last October. Houston, which holds an AL wildcard spot, remained 2.5 games behind first-place Texas in the AL West. Gleyber Torres homered and reached base 5 times. Harrison Bader also had 3 hits and 2 RBIs for the 4th-place Yankees, who fell 4.5 games behind Toronto for the final AL wildcard. Rodon was removed in the 3rd inning with left hamstring tightness, signed to a $162 million, 6-year contract in the offseason. He missed the first 3+ months of the season with a forearm strain and a bad back. The left-hander has a 7.33 ERA in 27 innings this season. Meyers took Rodon deep in the 2nd and put Houston ahead for good in the 6th with a 432-foot drive off Wandy Peralta, 3-2. The 6 RBIs for Meyers matched the most by an Astros player this season. Rookie right-hander J.P. France, 8-3, making his first career relief appearance, did not allow an earned run in 3 1/3 innings. Brian Abreu got 4 outs for his 4th save. Giancarlo Stanton flied out with 2 on to end it. White Sox 5, Guardians 3. Cleveland, AP, Elvis Andrus hit a 2-run single after Chicago tied it in the 9th inning on consecutive throwing errors by Cleveland rookie Brian Rocchio, one day after a nasty benches-clearing brawl between the AL Central rivals. There was no carryover from Saturday night's melee, triggered by a fight at second base between Chicago's Tim Anderson and Cleveland's Jose Ramirez. There were 6 total ejections. Major League Baseball is still reviewing the Anderson-Ramirez altercation, along with subsequent flare-ups, before handing out discipline. The White Sox were down to their final strike in the series finale before rallying against All-Star closer Emmanuel Clase, 1-6. Sammy Peralta, 1-0. got the win, and Jimmy Lambert worked the 9th for his first career save. Rookie Gabriel Arias hit a 2-run homer for the Guardians. Nationals 6, Reds 3. Cincinnati, AP, Washington's C.J. Abrams and Lane Thomas hit Leon Richardson's first 2 major league pitches for home runs, and the last-place Nationals finished a 3-game sweep of Cincinnati. Over the last 50 seasons, the 23-year-old Richardson, 0-1, is the only pitcher to allow a home run on the first 2 pitches of his major league career, according to Optastats. Jake O added a 2-run single to Washington's 4-run first. Abrams finished with 4 hits as Washington, 49-63, pieced together a 4-game win streak for the first time this season. Joey Votto and T.J. Friedl homered for the sliding Reds, 59-55, who have lost 6 straight for the 2nd time in a month and the 3rd time this season. Andres Machado, 3-0, got the win. Richardson allowed 4 hits and 4 runs with 3 walks and 2 strikeouts in 3 innings. Phillies 8, Royals 4. Philadelphia, AP, Bryson Stott, Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos homered as Philadelphia beat Kansas City for its 5th win in 7 games. Taijuan Walker, 13-4, recovered from a shaky first inning to become the first NL pitcher to reach 13 victories. Bryce Harper had 2 hits and drove in a run for the Phillies. Zach Greinke, 1-12, took the loss, allowing 5 runs and 7 hits in 4 innings. MJ Melendez homered for Kansas City. Orioles 2, Mets 0. Baltimore, AP, Kyle Bradish and 4 relievers combined on a 4-hitter as Baltimore completed a 3-game sweep of New York. Adley Rutzman and Ryan O'Hearn each drove in a run for American League-leading Baltimore, which won for the 8th time in 10 games. Cionel Perez, 4-1, relieved an erratic Bradish and earned the win. Felix Bautista earned his 30th save in 35 chances. Jose Quintana, 0-3, allowed 2 runs and 6 hits in 6+ innings. He walked 2 and struck out 6. New York has lost 6 straight since trading star pitcher Justin Verlander and 2 others on Tuesday to cap a deadline sell-off. The plummeting Mets, 50-61, were shut out for the 11th time and fell a season-worst 11 games below .500. Blue Jays 13, Red Sox 1. Boston, AP, Davis Schneider went 4 for 5 with a homer and 4 RBIs, and Toronto completed a weekend sweep of Boston. Matt Chapman had a 2-run double after Red Sox center fielder Jarren Duran misplayed a fly ball that would have been the final out of a 4-run third inning. Toronto moved 5 games ahead of the last-place Red Sox in the AL East for the third and final American League wildcard spot. Tristan Casas homered for Boston, which has dropped 7 of 8. Chris Bassett, 11-6, went 7 innings, giving up a run on 7 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 3. Chris Murphy, 1-1, took the loss. Rays 10, Tigers 6. Detroit, AP, Yandy Diaz homered and scored 3 runs as Tampa Bay scored 5 runs in the first 2 innings and took 2 of 3 from Detroit in the weekend series. Diaz and Wander Franco each had 3 hits and drove in 2 runs, and Brandon Lowe homered. Colin Poch, 9-3, got the win with 1 2/3 scoreless innings of relief. Tigers starter Matt Manning, 3-4, allowed 8 runs in 5 2/3 innings, giving him 19 runs in his last 3 starts. Diaz led off the game with a double and took third on Franco's single. After Brandon Lowe grounded into a force at second, Diaz scored on second baseman Andy Ibanez's error. Manning hit Isaac Paredes to load the bases and Josh Lowe hit a 2-run single. Twins 5, Diamondbacks 3. Minneapolis, AP, Matt Wallner hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 9th inning to give Minnesota a rain-delayed victory in a 3-game sweep of Arizona. Christian Walker put the Diamondbacks ahead 3-2 with a solo home run off Caleb Thielbar, 2-1. In the top of the 9th, Max Kepler led off the bottom half by hitting his 3rd homer in 3 games. Jorge Polanco walked and Wallner connected off New Arizona closer Paul Sewald, 3-2. Acquired from Seattle in a trade Monday, Minnesota opened a 4.5-game lead in the AL Central over Cleveland. Dallas Keuchel, the 2015 AL Cy Young Award winner, made his Twins debut and first appearance in the majors since September 2, 2022, for Texas. Against the Diamondbacks, one of 3 teams he pitched for last year, Keuchel gave up 1 run in 5 innings while working around 8 hits. Carlos Correa had a 2-run single that put the Twins in front 2-1 in the 6th. Pirates 4, Brewers 1. Milwaukee, AP, Andy Rodriguez and Connor Joe homered to spoil the return of Milwaukee starter Brandon Woodruff after 4 months, leading Pittsburgh past the NL Central leading Brewers. Woodruff, 1-1, was activated off the 60-day injured list, right shoulder inflammation, on Sunday and was making his first start for the Brewers since April 7. He retired the first 6 hitters, striking out the first 5, before Rodriguez opened the 3rd inning with his 2nd homer. Joe opened the 4th with his 8th homer of the season to make it 2-0. Brian Reynolds had a pinch hit, 2-run homer, his 14th of the season, off Abner Uribe in the 8th to make it 4-0. Milwaukee scored an unearned run in the 9th off Carmen Malajinsky. Johan Oviedo, 6-11, allowed just 2 hits, both by Contreras, in 7 innings and won his 3rd consecutive start after 8 straight losses. Oviedo struck out 6 and walked 3. Rockies 1, Cardinals 0. Street, Louis, AP, Austin Gomer pitched out of trouble for 6 innings against his former team, and Ezequiel Tovar had a sacrifice fly to lift Colorado over St. Louis. In a matchup of last-place clubs, the Rockies took 2 of 3 games and won a series in St. Louis for the first time since sweeping the Cardinals in June 2009. St. Louis went 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position and stranded 15 overall. The Cardinals have lost 4 of 6. Gomer, 9-8, gave up 6 hits and struck out 2. Cardinals starter Zach Thompson, 2-4, allowed 2 hits in 4 innings. He struck out 8. Rangers 6, Marlins 0. Arlington, Texas, AP, Texas slugged 4 homers and swept a 6-game homestand with a win over Miami in a game in which they lost standout rookie third baseman Josh Jung with a fractured thumb. Nathaniel Lowe, Marcus Semien, Ezekiel Duran and Adolis Garcia homered, and while Andrew Heaney allowed 4 singles in 5 2/3 shutout innings, the 6-game winning streak and 4 homers match Texas highs this season. Heaney, 9-6, gave up 2 hits in the second inning, then retired 10 consecutive batters before leaving with 2 runners on in the 6th. He has a career-best scoreless streak of 15 2/3 innings. Sandy Alcantara, 4-10, the NL's reigning Cy Young winner, gave up 5 runs in 6 innings and allowed 3 homers for the first time since last September. Mariners 3, Angels 2, 10 innings. Anaheim, California. Eugenio Suarez delivered an RBI single in the 10th inning, and Seattle completed a 4-game sweep of Los Angeles. J.P. Crawford homered on the first pitch of the game, and Teoscar Hernandez hit a tie-breaking homer in the 7th for the Mariners, 60-52, who have won 5 straight and 13 of 17 to move 4.5 games ahead of their AL West rival Angels, 56-57, in the wild-card standings. Seattle's Taylor Saucedo, 3-1. Pitched 2 scoreless innings of relief for the win. Jamie Barria, 2-6, took the loss. Seattle won at a few innings after Los Angeles' Chase Silseth and Seattle's Bryce Miller became the first pair of rookie starters to record at least 10 strikeouts apiece in the same game since 1906, according to MLB research. Silseth set career highs with 12 strikeouts over 7 innings, while Miller tied his career high with 10 strikeouts in 5 innings of 5-hit ball for Seattle. The duo combined for 18 strikeouts in the first 4 innings alone. Matt Thaiss homered and Shohei Ohtani went 1 for 4 and scored a run for the Angels. Athletics 8, Giants 6. Oakland, California. Nick Allen homered twice and had 3 RBIs. Shea Langeliers put Oakland ahead with a 2-run single in the 6th inning, and the Athletics rallied to beat San Francisco, limited to 8 runs over their previous 8 games. The last place A's outlasted Giants all-star Alex Cobb and then broke through with 3 runs. In the 6th, Oakland earned its 2nd consecutive victory in the annual Bay Bridge Series, after losing the first 2 matchups in San Francisco this year. Seth Brown doubled twice and had his first triple of the season for Oakland. Zach Jaloff added the first 3-hit game of his career. Lamont Wade Jr. had 3 hits and 2 RBIs for the Giants, who dropped into a tie with Philadelphia for the top National League wildcard. Kirby Snead, 1-0, struck out all 3 batters he faced to earn his first win since July 12, 2022. Trevor May, the last of 6 A's relievers, got 3 outs for his 11th save. Luke Jackson, 1-1, took the loss. Dodgers 8, Padres 2. San Diego, Freddie Freeman hit a 3-run homer, and Ambrosio and Mookie Betts also connected for NL West leading Los Angeles Dodgers to spoil Rich Hill's debut with San Diego. Lance Lynn, 8-9, had an impressive second start for the Dodgers as they defeated the Padres for the 7th time in 9 games this season. Lynn allowed a home run to Gary Sanchez in the 3rd inning. The 36-year-old Lynn, acquired from the Chicago White Sox on July 28, held the Padres to 1 run and 4 hits while striking out 6 and walking 2 in 6 innings. Hill, 7-11, a 43-year-old lefty obtained Tuesday from Pittsburgh along with Ji-Man Choi, lasted only 3 innings in his shortest start of the season. He allowed 6 runs and 4 hits. Sanchez's homer was his 15th. Jake Cronenworth homered for the Padres off Ryan Brazier leading off the 7th, his 9th.